Let's talk some jiu-jitsu philosophies.
Jiu-jitsu.
Gi or no gi?
That's like saying, what do you like doing better? Long distance running versus sprinting, or judo versus wrestling, kickboxing or boxing. There's different sports. They're related. They're similar. There's a lot of mechanical similarities. So gi is better for. It does help you to get a tighter style, but if you're not wasting. Listen, yeah. If you're gonna be doing no gi, and I know some. I don't know if anyone watching knows the significance of this. A wrestler knows right away this is wrong. This is the gable grip. Mm-hmm. This is the S grip. They're fine. This is the BS grip. It doesn't work. A lot of world champions that only train, they're all over sleeve and belt. They grab like this because they're taught to rely upon the uniform. So if you rely upon the uniform and you don't have the uniform, now 80% of your tools are gone. So I think it's good to do both. It's normal to prefer one over the other, but don't discount. No-gi is more technical and faster in the transitions. Absolutely. And the fact that you can slip out of something easier means I had to transition to the next move faster. But gi has more options. I have many chokes I can do. I can grab my own belt, wrap it around your wrist. You can't do that without gi. So that's only so.
Some people say gi is more technical, but I don't believe that it's more technical.
Different.
There might be, I guess. No, I was going to say maybe there's more techniques, but there's not. It's equal. I just think they're equal.
Yeah.
And they're equal and technical because to hold someone down with the gi is a lot easier. You get someone across side with the gi, like you're going to hold them down. You get across side with someone with no gi, it's a lot harder to hold them down because there's nothing to hold on to.
Yeah.
And so it makes it harder. That's why I think no gi makes your offense better. Gi makes your defense better
that makes
because it's harder to slip out of things.
Yeah, if you're in a submission with gi, it's hard to slip out of it. You can get lucky. It's really hard. You're not really going to slip out of things. Also, if you train with wrestling shoes, it's different. With the fatigues, it's different.
Yeah.
Training with the Marines, with the team guys, or I train the police, whatever, down in Brazil as well. I mean, they train like how they're on duty,
Yeah.
So having someone with fatigues on, you still call them fatigues? Or no?
Yeah, I usually just call them camis.
Camis. That's cute.
Sorry, dude. That's what I called them. I'm not
camis. Get your camis on, yeah.
BDUs.
There we go, yeah.
ACUs, BDUs. I don't know. Everyone I know, we just call them camis.
Fatigues.
Maybe it's cute to you. Pull guard. Should a human being pull guard?
In a fight, no. Oh, unless it's a controlled, like UFC, I pull guard in one, but that's because there's one person right there, and their forte is striking. And towards the end of my career, people wouldn't fall for that. They just get the hell away from me. But I've won a few fights where even one, the guy was across side on top, and he could have just got away from me, but he proceeded to attack me, and then I reversed and triangle arm locked. It was James Lee is my friend now. Very tough guy, but he engaged my strength. So you could, same thing like Krokop, probably the most notorious high kick in history of MMA. He broke a lot of grounds with that. Average guy, you wouldn't say just throw left high kick to the head. Yeah, It's not going to work that well, but it works if you do it really well. I wouldn't say it's a good strategy in a fight, but it's good to do because you get to a situation where you're familiar, you have hold, you have your legs and your arms engaging the opponent, and you can work from there. But you have to have a good guard. You can't just, I'm going to sit on the bottom and be good. I'm going to cross my feet and I'm fine. No, you get beat up in a fight.
Yep.
So if you're good there, you can do it. It's not a general thing I would recommend, though.
Yeah. I was just remembering that when you fought Nate Marquardt in the UFC, that was what bummed me out about that.
I can hear Jackson going, do not throw a punch.
Yep.
So I pull guard and he's just like, stick to the game plan. I'm like,
Greg Jackson, who is a really smart strategist.
Yeah, really smart.
And I'm kind of like, your strategist. Yeah. So it was like my strategy. I'm supposed to be cornering you and telling you what to do strategy-wise. And Greg Jackson is on the other side telling Nate what to do strategy-wise. And after the fight, I was, even during that's what pissed me off was that during the fight, I didn't recognize quickly enough what was happening. And what was happening was Nate Marquardt was just not moving. So all he was doing was waiting for the referee to stand up.
Yeah, and it came.
Exposed nothing because, Nate was better on the feet.
He's also a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's good.
He's awesome at jiu-jitsu, but he didn't want to play around.
There's
no why take the chance, right? The chance is there's a much higher percentage of him getting submitted than it is of him getting knocked out by you.
Yeah.
So he would just literally hold Dean and wait. And I got strategically beat by Greg Jackson. Now, I love Greg Jackson. I think he's an awesome guy, and I've hung out with him. He's a super guy. And like, it bummed me out that he strategically beat me with that plan, which was, hey, we're just going to hold and we're going to wait for the referee stand up. And it was something that we didn't train for.
Yeah.
We didn't train for it until later. Then we started training for like, okay, the other thing we had to start training for is someone that runs away from you, right? Because a lot of guys, they would just try and get away from you. That's all they wanted.
Yeah.
And so that's very difficult to contend with.
I wish that we could like have a fight like in an elevator or something.
In an
the elevator fighting
phone booth.
championships, D-lister champion, because you can't get away from me. Or like in a movie theater, like I'm sitting next to you, ready, go. that's a problem. You know, I like that range. Is my style. You know what I'm saying?
No,
high roll.
You were meant for that. You were meant for that. What do you think about when you see all the footlocks? That's become such a huge focus of the game right now.
I'm kind of like, I told you so. Because I you were in the middle of this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I had about 10 years of, you're doing good with that somehow, but we don't, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, Jerry Costa, who's Kid Peligro.
Yeah.
He actually told me when I was blue, he goes, Dean, this footlock, it's kind of like tacky. Basically. And when I won, he was there in Brazil when I won. He went in English, he's Brazilian, but he goes, Lister, thank God you didn't listen to me on my bullshit. Right? It's awesome. He's a great guy.
He's awesome.
But he, at the time, it was just, that was the way. And yeah, I do use some cliches, but some cliches make sense. When you know the rules, now you can break the rules.
Yeah. If
you don't know the rules, So I knew the rules, and you can get away doing that because no one else is doing that. And sometimes I break rules because I don't want to react in a way my opponent will predict so easily. So I'll do something wrong because it's unexpected. I'll do something that, well, those who don't do jiu-jitsu may not understand this, but I'm in your guard. I'll reach my arm down inside, like I'm a white belt, knowing you'll go for a triangle.
Yeah.
And as you do, I'm around your guard.
Yeah, no, I know.
I wouldn't teach that to a white belt. They'll get caught in triangle. See? So I do things like that just because it's weird. And maybe I'm weird too, but yeah, so that's my style a little bit. But yeah, leg locks. Yeah.
What do you think about some